Welcome to the ABBA Radio Show. What? Nobody here listening to my podcast? Interesting. Welcome to my show, you guys. Welcome. I just wanted to tell you guys that, first of all, thank you for listening. And I wanted to apologize for the length between the podcasts because I am a chosen one, and this is a chosen one war that we're going through right now. Okay? And right now, the government does not want people awakening. What they want is people to be asleep in their little pods in the Matrix, okay? They want people to be ordinary and manipulated and told how to live. Well, that's not going to be the way it's going to happen because the prophecies have foreseen to that. Understand? There are prophecies, speaking of that are going to play themselves out. So, I'm here to tell you that for all of you that feel defeated by this win by the tyrant and the mentally unstable, crazy person that said that they were going to eat the dogs and the cats, Donald Trump, can't even form a sentence, okay? He has dementia. He's a criminal. And they're going to see to it that he's put in some sort of position right now. He's not the president right now. And they're going to make sure that either he does not become president or that once he does become president, that his immunity is not available. If they can't do that, the prophecy, according to the prophecies, the Simpsons and the Bible, your Quran, your everything, okay, all of these prophecies that I see everywhere state in no uncertain terms and with no real timeline on it. I'm guessing between 2025 and 2026, Donald Trump is going to end up being assassinated. Okay, they've already tried twice. A third time is a charm. Okay, and the prophecies say that during his term in office, he will get assassinated. That is what's going to happen. I have nothing to do with this, of course. I am just the messenger. I am not the one who is perpetrating these things, okay? I'm not even calling for his assassination. I am just stating that the prophecies themselves are foreseeing his death, okay? They were going to see that in the prior office, okay, up to 2021, all right? So he's doomed, okay? He is doomed. His life is over, all right? Because he got into politics. Had he not gotten into politics, a different timeline would have played out. And temporally speaking, I have nothing to do with any of this. So what I'm saying is that all of these predictions, okay, Donald Trump's going to die during his term of office. That leaves me the question, who's going to be the real president? Is it going to be Vance? Okay. Vance is even crazier than Donald Trump. Okay. And there have been, according to social media, okay, I've heard death threats on Elon Musk. I've heard death threats on Vance. I've heard people making death threats to voters, okay, by Putin mostly. And I think There's a far more sinister thing going to play out here during these next couple of years, okay? Now, in this podcast, I'm going to tell you guys, all right? I'm going to try to predict a few things according to the prophecies, okay? We're going to have a turmoil, first of all, in the presidency, all right? It's going to be like the Kennedy assassination. It's going to be a big, nasty day. Everybody's going to wake up and say, oh my God, Donald Trump got assassinated. It's going to happen, okay? That's already played out, temporally speaking, because as we know, time plays out simultaneously. The present, the past, and the future all coexist in the now, okay? So it's a matter of reaching that particular spot in the temporal string, okay? So that being said, that version of now is coming, whether we want to or not. It is coming, all right? He asked for this destiny. He's aware of the destiny, and he accepted his life contract in this way. He knew that his end would be in politics, okay? And that he is going to be laying in a casket, and the news is going to cover it. It's going to be like 9/11, basically, okay? It's going to happen that way. And they're going to, for a little while, they're not going to be able to catch the assailant. It's going to be at least a week, maybe two, before they catch him, okay? The one that gets him is going to be a very sinister one, okay? And it may even be one of his own people. I predict, according to the prophecies, that his own people have turned against him, okay? And his party has shrunk, all right? Now, what I'm going to suggest if you hear this podcast is that you defy Donald Trump. Do not speak to him. Do not say a word. Do not protest. Do not do anything. Turn your back on him and give him the gift of silence. Turn your back, fold your arms in front of you, and say no words. Nothing. Do not say a word. That is the best protest ever. Go about your life and do not do what he says, whatever it may be. And if you do not do what he says, you can't be a dictator, now can you? Accent on the dick part. So, you got to understand something. To provoke somebody that says, you cannot go against me, I'm going to go against everybody, I'm going to put you in jail, I'm going to do all this stuff. Well, he thinks he's a dictator. He forgets that the people have rights, okay? He doesn't want to know that people have rights. He doesn't care about the average person. He only cares about the rich. He's a misogynist. He's a piece of shit, and he will be assassinated. Okay? I'm not calling for it. I'm going to make that clear. I'm not calling for that. I am calling for a peaceful protest. Anytime he asks or demands somebody to do something, quietly defy him and don't turn around and walk away. Do not say a word. Go in the opposite direction. Disappear. Do not do what he says. Defy him openly by just not responding. He hates that more than anything. Every sociopathic narcissist hates when you do not respond and you go about your life and you seem happy. They hate that. Oh, they hate it with worth of everything. They hate everything about that. Okay? How come you're not responding to me? Oh my God, do what I tell you. They can't turn you. They cannot turn you. Do not respond. Do not give them your attention. Do not give the gift of power and manipulation to them. Understand? Do not respond. That is the best solution. It's not going to be a January 6th because as we saw, that didn't solve a thing. Protesting doesn't do shit. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Protesting does nothing. All right? Protesting is just a loud complaint. Understand? It is a loud complaint. It is nothing. It is absolutely pointless to do anything, okay? Even though we have the right to protest, they're well aware of our right, but they're going to try to suppress it, all right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So, remember that and try to pre-calculate what they're going to do and arrange your actions to meet their actions prior to them even acting. You see, that's the game. All right. It's really not a game, but I'm going to call it that in the interim, in context. Now, I'm a chosen one, and I'm speaking to most of the chosen ones out there. Okay? The 144,000 out there. I need you to listen to this. I need you to understand that I am a chosen one and you are a chosen one. The best type of defiance is no response. I need you to not respond to anything that anyone tells you to do that's in the government. That includes the police. Okay? Because if you do something in a protest and the police are there, walk away. Walk away. Don't put your hands up. Don't do anything. Just put your hands at the side and walk away. You are defenseless and they're going to attack. Just know that. All right? If you're in a protest and you are at a public protest and you walk away, that's when the chaos is going to begin. Okay? You openly walk in, you can openly walk out. It's that simple. Understand? So, my suggestion, okay, to go up against Trump, the best protest is no response. All right? So, we're going to sit here in our cities strong as ever because no response, we are protected by God, chosen ones. We are protected, all right? We are unaffected while we are protected. Understand? We are unaffected because of our being protected. Now, just walk around and act like it was nothing, okay? That it didn't affect you. You didn't even see it. All right? So, I need you guys to come together. This is the time right now. Now is the time to come together. Do as the Beatles have suggested. Come together. Understand? We need to come together. We need to show how powerful we are just by standing together in one place without even, trying to advance on anything or protesting or anything. Just an open sit-in. We'll call it a sit-in. We are going to sit there and we will not move and we will not speak a word to these abominations we call that are somewhat human beings. Okay? They're abominations. Abomination. Wow. So, Donald Trump is going to die between 2025, from the time January 20th, 2025, he will start off a series of events during his term of office where he will die. He will die very quickly, I might add. Okay? Either being shot in the head or in the chest. I can predict that. Because the prophecies aren't specific enough as to how he dies, but he will die. Okay? He will die during the term of his office. That has been foreseen. Okay? And I wanted to speak to this because all the information that I'm being bombarded with from other chosen ones and other prophecies and things are all telling me the same thing in other words. Okay? Everything is telling me everything I need to know and when I need to know it. So I wanted to spit it back out for you chosen ones, for us chosen ones. I want very much for us to know that the shift in power is a direct reflection of who is going to lead in the 2028 race. By default, one of us chosen ones are going to enter the political scene. We will be appointed office. We will be shown the door to leadership. Okay? And there is only one chosen one that's going into this particular seat. One meant for this exact task. Every single one of us, of the 144,000, are meant for specific tasks. Okay? Some as a group, some as individuals. Okay? So knowing that, each of us are meant for one great thing. Okay? And that time will be known very shortly. Between 2025 and 2028, there will be an activation of the chosen ones. And our tasks will be well known by us and our individual selves. In the meantime, chosen ones, fellow chosen ones, I want you to just work on yourselves. Raise your vibration, okay? Become impenetrable, all right? Become an impervious, shielded force that we were meant to be. All the sociopathic, narcissistic devils are going to be coming at us like the crabs in a bucket, okay? That's all they are, is crabs in a bucket. They don't want us to rise. They'll grab your ankles and pull you down. And like in the scene from The Mummy Returns, or The Mummy, or something like that. I can't remember which one. But maybe it was the Scorpion King. But one of them, okay, I think it was the Scorpion King or something like that, where there's this crevice. And I think it was the movie right before the Scorpion King, where they went in and they... Anubis was in this crevice, and he was the hell that was open in the ground, and all these bodies were pulling him, and the other character got out of there because somebody pulled him out. Okay? You have to pull yourself out, all right? You have to be strong enough to be able to kick free and pull yourself back to natural ground when they try to pull you down. Okay? You are meant to rise, and nothing can hold you back. Not even crabs in a bucket. Understand? Okay. Well, even though a lot of us don't want to realize the truth is going to play itself out for the realization of all the little narcissists out there who thought they won. But the universe said, no, dark forces are not going to take over this time. No, they will not. Donald Trump is going to be assassinated. I will say that again. Donald Trump is going to be assassinated between now and 2026. Okay? It may be a little later than that, maybe, but I'm putting a prediction down that by the end of the year of 2026, he will be or have been assassinated. Okay? I'm not calling for it. I'm telling you that I know this because there are predictions. All right? So I don't have anything to worry about, and neither do any of us. All right? The facts will play themselves out in a further part of the timeline that we are on right now. Okay? And probably 7 others. All right? The other timelines are where Donald Trump is still alive and makes it through to 2028. But in the interim, he only has 4 years. He will not make it the 4 years. He will not be alive by the end of the 4 years. Guaranteed. It's a guarantee. His destiny. He faces his destiny. Whether he likes it or not, everyone has a destiny and he faces his. Okay? His demise is because he decided to get into presidency because he thinks that he is a dictator. And I'm going to say it again. He thinks he's a dictator. Okay? Putin wanted Donald Trump. The leader of Saudi Arabia wanted Donald Trump. Okay? So they paid money to they went in and, suppressed votes and they did all kinds of things. Dirty, nasty things. Okay? I'll give you an example. They told me that my voter registration card was in the mail, but it has never arrived. It was never sent to me, ever. I have to go down to the voting commission and get it. And why is it that they suppressed my vote? Why? Because I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I am neither of them. I have my own political party. All right? It has 20,000 members to it. I can show you the site. I have to dig it up first, but I can show you the site. I will be showing this site in my next attempt to become president. Okay? I'm meant to do that, and that's what I'm going to be at some point down some timeline here. Okay? I keep trying and trying and trying. And the person who relentlessly tries and tries and tries and in the relentless pursuit of their goal becomes successful regardless. Okay? Now, I have reached success and I will get unbearably rich I'm going to call it unbearably rich to some of you because some of you listening to this podcast, don't want me to rise because you're a sociopathic narcissist and you listen, but you don't click on any favorites or anything like that. And you just listen and, act like you're anonymous, but you're not. Okay. I see you listening. The listening is counting. You're adding listens to my podcasts. So thank you for that. So, I don't want to get too far off topic, but I want to add that Donald Trump, his presidency is going to be short-lived, and I'm not sure how exactly it's going to play out. Vance may start to step forward, but will be cock-blocked by another party. All right? They're going to put it up. I think Vance is going to end up being either impeached or resigning. Somewhere, somehow, something's going to change because it's inevitable. All right? It's inevitable. The evil forces cannot last. No weapon formed against us can prosper. You understand? So even if this plays out, when it will play out, and I know this for a fact, Donald Trump will die. Vance will start to step up and end up being derailed in some way, and there'll be a takeover somewhere along the line, and I think it'll be handed off to Kamala. It is quite possible. Now, I'm not sure, and I've heard some weird murmurs in my circles, okay? I have rich friends. I have very rich friends, okay? Very, very wealthy friends and family. And according to the murmurs in them, they're very quiet, mind you. They don't want to make too much of a noise about it until it all plays out. But a few people have mentioned to me in a couple of words just recently that they suspect that the Democratic Party or some members of it are going to be taking measures in their own hands. And I don't know this for sure. It's just speculation. And until I'm able to prove fact from fiction here. But there is suspicion that there are actions being taken right now that are related to the Democratic Party. and they're going to take matters into their own hands, and action's going to speak louder than words, shall I say. So I'm not sure. I can't prove it, and I can't disprove it yet. So it remains under investigation at this point. So Donald Trump's going to die. Straight up. He's going to die. He's going to be assassinated. They took pot shots at him, and they missed. Okay? They did this as a warning as to his destiny. All right? They warned him as to the prolifics of his destiny. In this term, Donald Trump will die. He will be assassinated, just like Kennedy. And the news will relate the Kennedy assassination to the Trump assassination. Okay? Another president ends up being assassinated. Okay? It's going to happen. It has happened, and it will happen. Okay? Understand the dynamics of this, because it is temporal. It is meant to be, and it can't be avoided. All right? Can't be altered. His destiny is set. It is done. It is over. All right? And yet it hasn't happened yet. So, just so you guys know, evil will not prevail, and this weapon shall not prosper. Okay? So, what lays ahead in this very uncertain next 4 years is a very rocky, very unstable, very chaotic next 4 years. There's going to be a kickoff event that starts under his watch. All right? And this is in 2025. In 2025, after January 20th, hackers, international hackers, will hack our grid system. It is the most vulnerable part of our insecure system. All right? They have been warning of this since 2014. All right? That event is the catalyst. It will be the catalyst for another catastrophic event, okay, where the grid shuts down, okay, because of hackers. The FBI has been warning of this recently. They've been throwing out warnings. I do believe Russian hackers, and I do believe that some hackers from China, okay, hackers from China, Russia, and some of our enemies are going to attack us in a cyber attack. All right? This is not conspiracy theory. This is fact. It just hasn't happened yet. And it will. Again, it has happened. It will happen. And it is going to happen. Understand? It is prophesied that our grid is going down. Most of us don't have enough food stored up. I mean, we do not have enough food to last for enough 3 days. All the food in your refrigerator is going to spoil. All right? No matter what you do, there's going to be people blasting down your door, going through windows, checking your cars, going through the garbage, going through everything for food. They're desperate. Okay? In the pandemonium and chaos of the shutdown, the grid shutdown, Microsoft is in control of some of this, of course. Now, they have systems that are going down. They're easy. They are archaic, all right? Our grid system is powered by computers from the 1960s and 70s. Understand that. And they're not even upgraded, okay? It's a joke. It's pathetic. All right? So it's weak. Our weakest link is our power grid system. The lights will go out. When that day comes, are you prepared? Is your family prepared? Do you have Do you have all your necessary supplies? And if you do, you've got to be able to lay around and protect it. Otherwise, you're not going to have it very long. All right? You need to have, this is like the millennium. Remember when the millennium, everybody said the power is going to go out, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is that day. All right? 2025, 2026. During this whole pandemonium and chaos, this is when Donald Trump ends up being shot because somebody blames him for this catastrophic event. You see, it's all linked together. It's in the prophecies. Okay? And if you read it and interpret it as is, that's how it's going to play out. All right? Reading between the lines, it was meant to be. It was always going to be the plan. All right? So we cannot stop it. We cannot alter it. We cannot change it. We can't change destiny. Destiny stands. All right? So, after this event, these two catastrophic events, there's going to be a civil war that becomes, the civil war is going to begin after the grid goes down. Okay? The protests, the unrest, the pillaging, the store robbing, everything's going to happen then. Okay? They don't have security. All right? Security systems that heavily rely on electricity to, operate are no longer going to be available. So, everybody's been warning of this. And so I want to speak of it. Now, civil war will happen after this event, the electric going out. Civil war erupts from the chaos all over the country. And they're prepared for this. They want this. So they're instigating this to happen. And what better stooge than to blame it on Donald Trump? Okay? This is what they want, and that's what was always the plan. They engineered this to begin with from 2014. All right? They told me of this plan. Now, what happens after the Civil War is still kind of erupting. The chaos in the streets, in the big cities, okay, Agenda 21, they wanted everybody to move from the outlying areas into the cities so they could better count people, control them. Okay, so this happened, okay? Look at your agendas. Go on Google and start putting Agenda 1, 2, 3, all the way up to Agenda 2030, okay? Look up right now, Agenda 2030. Every single one of these agendas lays the foundation for the next one to come, okay? So in succession, agendas 1 through 21 all built upon the foundation of the one prior to it. Understand? So, all of the ones coming after it are all going to build the foundation for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And when you look at all the final play out of Agenda 2030, it's all about population control, whittling down the size of the population. All right? Now, the Civil War and the food shortage, the electric going out, are all pre-engineered events. Okay? They've set these in motion on purpose. The shadow governments and everybody have done this. All right? The Rothschilds. All right? The Rothschild family is going after this. They're going after it. And so are the Rockefellers. All right? Rockefeller, Sebastian Rothschild, if you're listening. Yeah, you're part of it. And I know that Jacob Rothschild, when he died, asked you to put this in motion. All right? To ensure that it was going to be implemented. Okay? You and all the Rockefellers and the empires that you have are going to melt and crumble. All right? We have chosen ones that just because we exist undermine your system, okay? It's the Matrix, all right? We are the anti-Matrix. We are. We are the Neos. We are the Trinities of the Matrix, okay? We are the Morpheuses and all of the anti-Matrix, all right? I myself am like Neo. I look a little bit like Neo even, okay? And that's the funny part of this. I do want to mention a side note that is related to the Matrix, by the way. Just recently, 2 people added themselves to my TikTok without me asking any questions, without even asking or wanting. Keanu Reeves, his management team, and Keanu Reeves himself, his personal page, verified page, added me as friends on my TikTok. And I appreciate that, by the way. I want to mention that. Thank you very much. I'm a chosen one, so I wanted to put that out there, and I wanted to thank you and be grateful for all of the people who have added me recently, that have heard my music and have heard my podcasts and are actively taking the time right now to build up your charisma, build up your energy, and be ready for when these catastrophic events happen. Okay? I want you to start building up food. I need you to start, stacking unperishable food in your place right now. You need to have at least a week's worth of food, if not more. Okay? And you may end up having to buy military meals, reconstitute. I ate a bunch of those things, and they always have these energy bars that are soft and chewy, and these reconstitutable foods and instant foods that are just terrible. All right. Those meals ready to eat are terrible. All right. They are GMO. They have high amounts of steroid in them. Okay. They're garbage. So I don't recommend meals ready to eat. I do not recommend them at all. I recommend non-perishable canned items, okay? Beans, for instance. I know that everybody's going to get sick and tired of eating beans, all right? But you need to get some vegetables and some fruits, okay? We need to get canned milk, dry milk. Water may not become available. You may not be able to turn your tap on and get water from the tap. So you're going to need to have water. Now, nobody thinks about the fact that we all eliminate waste. They don't realize that toilets require water to flush. So you're going to need at least 2 gallons to fill the tank. Okay? That's also a source of water. So if you need water, you can get it from the tank of the toilet. I know it's disgusting, but it's the cleanest water. All right? Now, that is a source of water if in desperation, all right? But you'll need that same source of water to continue using your bathroom, okay? And do remind yourself that you can buy those shower bags, okay, in Walmart. You just put them out. Put them out in the morning, all right? Except if you live in north of I-40, you're pretty much screwed right about now. All right. New Mexico, parts of Arizona, you're pretty screwed because of the snow. All right. Northern Arizona is screwed because of its elevation. Anything past I-40 or I-66, Route 66 is screwed. Anything south of that is good. Okay. Now, basically, we're going to need water, okay? Large amounts of water. And most of us who live in an apartment don't have the room to keep that. So what are we going to do? Okay? Well, I've got a suggestion. Don't keep frozen foods. Frozen foods are not going to keep. It's unmanageable. All right? You need foods that are non-perishable. Canned goods. You need the stuff that you can use in a camping type of food meals. Like anything you can use in camping. All right? Think camping, because that's what you're going to be doing inside your rooms and in your houses. You're just going to be living that way. And you're going to end up having to defend your territory against marauders and against pillagers and desperate people with no food. It's going to be like the zombie apocalypse out there. Okay? When this happens. All right? So, prepare yourself for this. All right? If you live in an apartment complex, be prepared for your neighbors to come asking and breaking the windows and saying, well, you won't give it to me, I'm going to take it. That's their desperation speaking. Beware that you may have to, it's going to be like a zombie. You're going to have to steal, kill, and their operation is to steal, kill, and destroy to get what they want. The zombies are going to come at you. I'm going to call them zombies for now because that's what it's like. Okay? They're going to come at you and you're going to have to defend yourselves. And it's what it's going to happen. The chaos. All right? You're not going to have phones. The grid is down. Electricity does not exist. Water pumps you have no pumps. Water pumps don't work. They're not going to work either. Nothing unless you have solar power, unless you have wind turbine power on your house. Those are the people that'll make it longest. Okay? And everybody's going to know that as well. And they're going to start going to houses and trying to rob their resources. Okay? In the pandemonium and chaos. LA, New York, Chicago, all the big cities, all the major big cities across our country, St. Louis, all right, everything, everywhere is going to be pillaged, all right? It doesn't matter what it is, even in Ohio, everywhere, across the country, even in the small towns. All the people in small towns are going to start drifting into the big cities because that's where the resources are. Okay? Small towns have no resources. Zip. So when the pandemonium begins, they're going to start heading into the city like zombies. Okay? So we're going to have a whole chaotic pandemonium. And this is all going to happen during the Trump administration. And once this all begins, this is the beginning of the end times. This is all part of it. All right? The end is very near. And I'm not saying, woe is me, fear everything. No. I'm not fear-mongering. I'm getting you prepared. Know that unequivocally Donald Trump will be killed during this pandemic. I mean, it's not pandemic. I would call it a pandemic even, of catastrophic events that occur in the interim of all of this. Okay? So, first, hackers attack our electric grid system and shutting it down. Transportation, everything's going to shut down. Okay? Your TV, news, everything will be out, gone. Your refrigerator will have maybe a day, if not 12 hours before everything starts to go bad. Understand that. You have 12 hours to 24 hours before everything in your refrigerator is gone, rotten. And so it's useless. Okay? So you won't have any way to heat anything. Okay? You're just going to have to eat out of cans while you can. All right? That's my suggestion. All right? Everything is non-perishable that can be kept without refrigeration for a long period of time. That's what you want to acquire right now. All right? You're going to need to barter. Get the items that are worth trading. Things that are worth value. that had an inherent value in them. You can use them to trade for things that you need, okay? After the initial pandemonium starts to die down, you can trade, okay? Because the monetary system and the electrical grid aren't going up for another year. They aren't going up for a whole year. I'm sorry about that. Sudden parch in my throat. Basically, the grid won't be going back up. Okay? Not in 6 months, not even in a year. All right? So you're going to have to be able to survive the next year, maybe year and a half, before the grid goes back up. And when it does, it's not going to go back to the same as it will used to be. Okay? The monumental shift. This is what shaking things up is going to do. This whole event is going to shake things up. And it's going to make the evil fall to its knees. Okay? The Akashic Record, aka God, is going to shake things up. And it's like a sieve. All of the little sociopathic narcissists are going to fall down through the sieve, and they're going to end up on their knees eventually. And all the evil cannot prevail. They can form all the weapons they want, but it's not going to stop the rising of us and the shifting of reality. It just can't be stopped. It was foretold and it is prophesized. And people want it to happen, and they know it's going to happen, and there's no way that anybody can stop it, not even a little bit. They can't destiny swap. They can't steal, kill, and destroy that destiny. They can't. It's impossible. That no matter how hard they try, time keeps marching on. Okay? Their jealousy and envy will ultimately burn their own asses right down to the ground. And they will be eliminated. Okay? When somebody tries to kill you, notice the people or persons that wished you dead or tried to kill you are going to end up dead themselves. Okay? They have to know that. When they come up against you, chosen ones, they are going to end up dead. Okay? We are mirrors. Okay? We are mirrors, unaffected by anything action-wise. Okay? No matter if you tried to bust the mirror. Okay? It's just a reflection, and it'll bounce off because we are light energy. So we will continue, and our destinies will continue. Donald Trump is going to die. I will reiterate that. Like I said in the beginning, the chain of events, okay, there's going to be a woman who takes over for Donald Trump. It could be Kamala. It could be. But it could be somebody else. Could be the secretary. It could be the woman it'll be a woman. Just know that. Okay? It could be Camilla. It could be anyone. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be Camilla who is appointed because the people want her. And it might be by force for the final parts of Donald Trump's his election. Okay, whatever's left might be given to Camilla in the end anyway. So just know that that's probably going to happen. Okay, it's not impossible because everything that is happening is possible. If it can happen, it is possible. Understand that. So Donald Trump's reign will not, it will come to an end, but it won't be for long. He is an evil force that nobody wants him to be as president. So his destiny is death. Okay? He is going to die sometime between 2025 and 2026. Maybe even 2027. We don't know. I'm guessing because the prophecies do not specify time, but between now and 2028, he will be dead. He will die. So I'm guessing it's more along the lines of 2026, 2025. They don't want him to be in there very long. Okay? So something has to give. So watch. If you don't believe, just watch. I'm going to just put this out there. The electric grid goes down due to hackers, okay, countrywide. Then, during the pandemonium of that, a civil war erupts because of desperation, okay? That civil war goes to Washington, all right? Washington, D.C., goes to Capitol Hill. And the people take over. They take over. I guess the military will be activated, and martial law will be implemented at that point. Okay? So during the point in civil unrest will get so big countrywide that the martial law will become an institution. All right? So this is the catastrophic events that we face in between now, 2025, and 2028. Okay? So I just wanted you guys to know this. All right? And to be fair, Donald Trump will die between the time of his acceptance speech and probably 2026, 2027, somewhere in there. He will die. And they want to make sure that there's enough time that they can insert somebody in there for the remainder of his term. And Vance will not be that person. He will try to step forward, but will be diverted or whatever. Maybe he will die too. Who knows? But the destinies of evil are circumvented by good. Just know that. Okay? No weapon formed against us angels can prosper. Understand that. Chosen ones. So until you are activated, please stand steadfast and sharpen yourselves like a point of light that is so bright that you blind the ones who live in the darkness. Anyway, I'm coming to the end of we're coming to the end of the ABBA radio show and the Chosen One's prediction of the destinies and the prophecies. So, I know that everybody wants, to hear that good will prevail over the evil, and it does. Why? Because light generates darkness, okay? Light generates darkness. Without light, there's only darkness. But light, you can't have darkness without light. Understand that. So, it is a shifting reality. So, I have to tell you guys that love will prevail in the end. Humanity will survive this, but smaller amounts of humans will be left. Because during the Civil War, I have to add before we end this, that nuclear weapons will have been deployed and gone off. And right here in our American soil. That is something that you need to know. And this is going to happen all because of Donald Trump. Okay, they're going to pin it on him anyway. He's the donkey who gets his tail pinned to him. Okay? So, they're going to pin it on him. They thought that he was the best controllable stooge in all of them. Okay? So, Neither politician cares about us. Understand? Neither. Neither of them want what is good for us, because the way they think that we do not know what's good for us and that they do. That's how they think. Well, oppose all politicians. It doesn't matter if it's Kamala or Trump. Oppose them. Do not do what they tell you to do. Live your life according to what is good for you. Think about what that is and do it. Live it every day. Be confident in what you do, and do not let these little sociopathic, narcissistic, lying, stealing, killing, and destroying what they think they can destroy. They cannot. Let them destroy themselves while trying to destroy you. Do not be a part of this weaker system that responds to their bullshit. Okay? Let them destroy themselves in the process of trying to destroy you. Okay? So, live your best life. You are powerful. Your thoughts generate your reality. You manifest everything. And you can manifest everything and anything that you want. And you already do by automatically, in automatic mode. I'm going to put it that way. You already manifest everything. So, knowing that, be steadfast in your destiny. You are always where you're supposed to be, right when you're supposed to be there, and you are doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. And until you are activated, just sharpen yourself. Become the sharpest tool in the shed. All right? So, love. Love will be coming to you. All right? Don't chase anything. Stop chasing stop chasing wealth. Stop following the followers. Do not, and I repeat, do not go the way of the dodo. Okay? Because we all see where the dodo went, right? Okay. It was eliminated from existence. We shall not be eliminated. We will only be awakened, and there'll be more of us coming, and the 144,000 will stand forth and be front and center. We are the leaders. We are the implementers. We are the creators of our reality. We are the creators and acceptance of our destinies. Okay? We are the powerful ones. Okay? We are more powerful than we were before. And every day that we are awake and blessed, we are blessed to be awake, but we are also blessed in fortune. We are always receiving blessings. We do not have to ask for them, they just come. What is meant for us is already ours. It is just in divine timing. When it is for us to possess it, it will be in our hands and we will clutch it. Understand that? So, I just wanted to thank you guys for listening. And I want to say that I love you guys, and that try your hardest to live your best life. And remember that even during the pandemic, or the pandemonium, this pandemic of pandemonium, that you are protected and that you need to stock up on non-perishable food and be able to live your best life. Okay? You will survive this as well. Okay? So, go forth in your destiny. You are always where you're supposed to be. Love will seek you out. Your wealth and your blessings will find you in divine timing. what is yours is already yours, temporally speaking. So, I shall see you later in another podcast. Thank you for listening to the ABBA Radio Show.
Big ABA Productions.